I got that block work like clockwork, I'm out here. Even if the block hurt, don't stop work, I'm out here. Me, I put in groundwork, I'm round work, I'm out here. Even in the drought, yes, I found work, I'm out here. Me, I gotta get it, so I push it to the limit. I'm not moving till I'm finished, I'ma do it till the end. And I'm not losing cause I'm winning, do my do, I'm on a mission. Straight through, no intermission, play the rules, no intervision. Me, make the block men straight, grade drop, men's rate, raise the stock, men's hate. Some raise Glock, men's face, men block, vacate. They don't want plate scrape, wrong day, day late, run the screen, Mayday. Early bird gets the worm, the bird is mine, big worm. On this block I get in earn, I make the block spin and turn. Sling, coke, crack dope, weed pills, plus sherm. This block must burn all night, cheese churn. Late night on the corner, block work, page right. This ain't the place for a nigga to catch stage right. This is where the men is made, this is where the men get paid. This is where many laid and many men see better days. And anyways, the block brought many treasure rates. And ain't too many escape routes, not too many get away. While looking for a better way and trying to make a better play. And not get knocked better, laying hug the block every day. Right here on this very stupid.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to No Bullish Podcast. We're here to talk about a very important topic, and that is the diets that we have our dogs on and the misconceptions of the diets that everybody talks about, what you need to have, what people say you have to have this, you have to have that. We're about to debunk a lot of these misconceptions of raw feeding, even commercial feeding, because I do a little bit of commercial feeding as well, with Merrick, with the raw bites. So it's only one type of commercial food that I actually add into my raw feeding regimen with my dogs. So I hope everybody's day has went well. Everybody's night is going well. I'm sorry I'm late, man. I had to rush from work. I just got a stand-up freezer, so we had to clear a whole bunch of room and dog's room so we can try to get that thing in here. As a matter of fact, I didn't even get it in yet. It's still sitting in the back of my truck. So I have to, after I get off this podcast, I am going to grab that and place that in the house. I'm really tired right now, but hey, I made a promise to come on here to do this podcast, and I wasn't going to miss it for anything. So let's talk about feeding our dogs and the misconceptions. So I feed raw. I've been feeding raw food for maybe the past 6 years, ever since I've gotten into American Bullies. Since I've gotten into dogs, I've been feeding raw. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. I've had to come up and formulate a proper plan in order to have my dogs to have a balanced diet and balanced nutrition. And what I realized about raw feeding or dog's diet in general is your dog needs to have the proper nutritional value on a daily basis. If your dog has the proper nutritional value on a daily basis, then there's really nothing to worry about. Can y'all hear me? Hold on, let me go into the comments. Can y'all hear me? What's going on, y'all? I'm sorry about that. What's going on? What's going on? What do that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I'm about to go on a plant-based diet very soon. So, yeah. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Can you hear me? That's what's up. Okay. So I've had my dogs on a raw diet for the last 6 years. And like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes. I fed into a lot of the OGs that was giving me knowledge about raw feeding. And, I learned that you have to do a lot of research yourself because people tell you a lot of things. and it's not necessarily true. A lot of things that people tell you are old wives' tales and has no merit behind it. With this raw feeding regimen that people feed their dogs. I'm sorry, trying to, let me see. Is that better? I have to get a different camera. I have to get a professional camera. I try to set up my trophies back there. You see that? Some trophies that I got back there. But I have to get a better camera so I can actually get a good visual, when I'm doing my podcast, thinking about getting a green screen. But I want to kind of keep it organic, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I made a lot of mistakes with raw feeding, and one of them I'm going to bring up is with eggs. So you can feed your dogs eggs. I stopped feeding my dogs raw eggs because the white of the egg can cause liver issues with your dog. So I stopped feeding. At one point I just was feeding the yolk. I was just feeding the yolk, and I wasn't feeding the white of the egg, because once I learned that the raw white can cause a liver deficiency, a liver enzyme issues with your dogs, I just basically steered away from it. Then I researched more, and I learned that if you cook the egg, that your dog can eat the whole thing. The white doesn't have a bad effect on your dog, and actually it helps your dog more if you boil your eggs or fry your eggs, or however you want to cook your eggs, as long as you're not frying it with butter or anything like that. So that's one thing I learned, to stop feeding my dogs raw eggs and stop giving them the white, because the white can cause a liver enzyme deficiency. You can go look this up with your dogs, and it can slowly happen, so it doesn't happen overnight. Right, exactly. Cooked eggs are just as nutritious as raw eggs, because now your dog can eat the whole thing and can benefit from the whole egg, instead of you wasting very important parts that you can add into it if you cook it. Another thing that I stopped doing, and if you just listen, hold on, let me get a drink of water real quick. If you just check this out and listen, and just use your common sense, because there's a lot of information on Google, which anybody can post on Google, and this is an old wives' tale. But if I had to use my brain and research a little bit more, and found a few websites that actually talked about this. Crushed eggshells can do more harm to your dog than it can help it. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Crushed eggshells can do more harm to your dog than help it. If you don't believe me, check this out. Just like rice, if you feed your dog rice, it gets no nutritional value for it. No nutritional value from it. I apologize. No nutritional value from cooked rice. Okay, it's for a bland diet. That's if your dog has an upset stomach or anything. So you'll notice the rice come out of your dog's poop. If you do not look at your dog's poop or feces, then something's wrong with you. First off, everybody should look at their dog's bowel movements. Exactly, with stomach aches. Everybody should look at their dog's bowel movements. You could tell if your dog has coccidia. You could tell if your dog has just basic stomach issues, if they're actually they're having intestine issues with bleeding. You could tell all kind of things by looking at their feces. Exactly. That is one of the ways to tell if your dogs are having issues if you look at their feces. Yes, and the smell. So raw poop has a certain look, okay? They look like little pebbles. They come out like this round. Sometimes they'll have some healthy long poop, but for the most part, they come out in little pebbles. Now, hold on, I'm gonna get back. Let me get back to what I was. I'm gonna get to that. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. So, crushed eggshells. Crushed eggshells harms your dog more than it helps your dog. And the reason why I'm saying that is I fell into that misconception of crushed eggshells in your dog's meals can help your dog with calcium. Now, it is true if you do it a certain way. But if you're just crushing the eggshells and throwing it in your dog's food, you can harm your dog more than you can help it. Okay. Now, you'll notice anybody that feeds their dog crushed eggshells, you know this. You see it in your dog's poop. When it poops, you can see it in your dog's feces. And that's a fact. So when it's going in through the mouth, what's up, babe? You all right? You need some money? When you see, I'm sorry about that. When you see the eggshells in the poop, that should tell you that it is not being digested properly in your dog's digestive tract or your dog's system. That's one thing I noticed. Then I came across a website that basically broke it down and said, first off, you need to clean the eggshells, you need to bake them, then you need to grind them into a fine powder. So when you grind them to a fine powder, it can absorb into your dog's body, and now it can be easily digested into their system. Now that's where you get the calcium from, not just crushing eggshells and adding it into your dog's food. You will harm your dog before you help it. And this is a fact. Okay? So back to the poop. Raw poop is, comes out like pebbles. They come out like pebbles. They come out like little pebbles, right? And what does that tell you versus commercial food? If you feed your dogs commercial food, it all comes out all at once. What it ate, that meal, all comes out at once. Comes into a big pile of poop, right? But with raw feeding, you can give your dog 4 or 5 pounds, right? You can give your dogs 4 or 5 pounds of food. Let's just say 3 or 4 pounds of food, right? Your dog demolishes it. Okay. So when your dog poops, you'll notice it will come out. It won't even be much poop coming out. It'll be just a certain amount. Maybe like, it'll be like 4 or 5 little turds like this, maybe 6. And some might come out all together, nice log. Mild duds. I like that one right there. Mild duds. You will see mild duds. You will see mild duds coming out of your dog's butt. How do you think that description is, babe? Mild duds. So the reason being is that your dog is absorbing all of that food that's in its stomach. It's really digesting that food, and it's using everything that it's nice log, not milk duds. No. So you will notice it won't come out as much as commercial food. And that's because the dog's body is really digesting and using all of the nutrients in the raw food. So it's not all going to come out at once because it's actually getting into that body, and it's just doing what it needs to do. It's going to come out, not as much. It's going to come out into little increments, so you're going to have to take your dog out maybe 12 hours. I think it's 12 hours. Actually, no smell. Exactly. Hold on. Let me get to that. So if your dog is pooping a lot, it's not getting all out. No, I am not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's not digesting like raw food. It's not digesting like raw foods. So, but basically raw food is very pure, very rich. So what's going to happen, and it's just going to come out, it's going to use all of the food in its digestive system, and it's going to how can I say it? It's properly digesting. Stay blessed, stay blessed. It's properly digesting. So it's going to come out in little increments of poop instead of all at once. So it's like how can I explain it? I'm trying to explain this properly. I'm sorry I didn't have time to make notes. I've had this discussion so many times with people. So basically, when your dog eats raw food, it's breaking down at a certain rate. It's breaking down at a certain rate because the digestive system is using everything, and it needs more time to properly digest the rich nutrients that is in the raw versus commercial food. It is what it is. It's all just going to come out. Boy, you scared? It's just a belt. Just fell down. Let's be all right. It's all just going to come out at once because it's not that much nutritional value in commercial food. Actually, if they didn't spray that outer coating on commercial food, your dog wouldn't even eat it. Yep. It's all going to come out. It's all going to come out in one walk. So I've noticed both of them because I do feed when it's time for a show. I will give my dogs commercial food and I will add it with their raw. That is another misconception. Oh, you're not supposed to add raw and kibble all at the same time. Please show me where they had a study where it said that's not good for them. Come on, move, boy. Move. Please show me a study. Yes, please do that. If you need any help, hit me up. I got you. Please show me a study. I've asked so many people. Please show me a study where I'm not supposed to feed my dogs raw and kibble at the same time. Because in that case, why do you feed your dogs heart, liver? They're all different types of meat. Some people feed their dog sauerkraut in their food. They also drink a lot of water. I'm gonna get to that as well. They you mix vitamins in the food. All of this stuff breaks down at a certain rate. So why not feed my dog kibble with raw at the same time? And I only do it when it's close to shows. Maybe, hey, stop it. I only do that maybe 2-3 weeks before a show, just to add a little bit of substance to shots fired or to Catalea, just to add a little bit of just to add a little bit of weight to them. Because if you do raw food, it tends to keep them on the leaner side. You have to do a lot and add different things. I stopped feeding my dogs oatmeal as well because I started having the issue with my dog's semen count. All right. So I stopped feeding grains. So I had an issue with his count and his motility. So I stopped feeding that quick and it shot right back up. So I stopped doing that ASAP. So no grains. I don't feed my dogs any grains. Also, you will notice your dogs starting to drink a lot of water while on commercial food. A lot of water. Even when I mix it, even when I'm mixing the raw and the kibble, they're still demolishing a lot of water. So that's one thing I really hate. I have to do my research a little bit more on why. Did you notice a big difference with your female and their cycle when you switch from kibble to raw? No, I did not. I didn't. I don't. I didn't. I never fed my dogs kibble as a main source of a meal. I've always fed raw. I just add maybe a cup or maybe 2 cups of kibble to my dog's food a week or 2 before a show is over with. Yes. I don't give my dogs multivitamins from Tractor Supply. It might be close. I give my dogs a multivitamin from Walmart, and it is called I have it right in the other room. It is called hold on, I'll be right back. Let me go grab it. Here we go. It is called ProSense. Hold up, let me see. Everything is opposite. There we go. It's called ProSense. This is what I give my dogs for their multivitamin. All right. So I don't go to Walmart anymore because they sell it cheaper on Chewy. So I get it on Chewy. I order maybe like 15 of them at a time. So as long as your dog is getting the proper nutritional value that it needs on a daily basis, man, tell anybody to go to hell, man, what they're talking about. Because I feed raw food. I've had people in those raw feeding pages. They will go for your neck. If they see your meal and they say, hold on, this ain't right. You're supposed to be giving your dog's heart. You're supposed to be giving your dog's liver. Okay, why am I supposed to be giving my dog's heart? Why am I supposed to be giving my dog's liver? What is the reason? And I always ask them, what's the reason for me to give my dog's heart and liver? And a few of them say, oh, because it's proper nutrition. They'll get proper nutrition from it. Okay, so if I'm feeding my dogs a multivitamin, isn't it getting proper nutrition on a daily basis through its multivitamin? I don't know about that. I honestly don't know about flaxseed being you. I do not know about that. That's new to me right there. Never heard of that. I think that might be, I'm not sure about that. Flaxseed works as birth control. Definitely don't know about that. But yes, I throw in multivitamins for my dog's foods just in case I'm missing something. Everybody should give their dogs a multivitamin. Everybody should give their dogs a multivitamin. And hey, I do it. You know, I give my dogs chicken heart, chicken liver, sometimes beef heart, sometimes beef liver, kidneys. I give my dogs, sometimes I give them cow brain. Have you noticed any difference with the vitamins? I got a box full and don't really see any difference. Well, you're not going to see any difference because it works in a cellular state. It's going to work. You're definitely not going to see any difference. That's another misconception. You'll see these bottle of vitamins and they'll have a dog cut up muscles and all of that stuff. That is definitely a sales ploy, because I'm telling you, the same vitamins you see with those dogs flexing, you'll see the same value in % and the same thing. And these cost maybe $2. If you catch them on sale, maybe $1.50 on Chewy. Other things that I use for my dogs. Okay, I've heard, tripe, green tripe. You need to feed your dog green tripe so it can work as a probiotic. Now, I do not feed my dogs green tripe. I'll get to that. I do not feed my dogs green tripe at all because it's not readily available in my area. So what you can do to supplement your dogs, first off, research, probiotics for your dog. And it's usually they're going to tell you anything that is fermented, basically, that your dog can eat that won't harm your dog is a form of probiotic. So cabbage, they use, I think it's cabbage, sauerkraut. I think that's what it is. Cabbage is sauerkraut. Am I right or am I wrong? So please, somebody let me know what sauerkraut is made of. I think it is cabbage. So sauerkraut is a perfect probiotic for your dog if you're raw feeding or if you're feeding commercial food. If you're feeding commercial food, please add other stuff to your dog's meals. Honey, local honey. Local honey is the best. Local honey is the best. And the reason why I say local honey is the best is because it helps your dogs with the allergies that is within that area. So the bees that are yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The bees that are collecting pollen from your area that's what's basically giving your dogs allergies. The pollen that is going all over the place is giving your dogs the allergies. So if you feed your dog local honey, then it will fortify your dog's body against these allergies that's within your area. So local honey is 10, 20 times better, 100 times better than just going to the local market or going to whatever market, Walmart, wherever, and just buying honey from California or wherever they're selling it from. Buy it from your area. Go to a beekeeper that is in your area and buy honey. And it will help your dogs against the allergies that causes your dog to have runny eyes, to have hot spots, to sneeze a lot, paw issues. Get local honey. Local honey is the best. and it works really well because it's fortifying your dog's body against whatever allergies that it can have or it can catch uh, within that area. All right, so local honey is the best. Where we go? Here we go. Yes, you only can get muscle for your dogs by training it, not just by giving it vitamins and that's it. I'm gonna just give my dogs vitamins and it's gonna have muscle. No, that is a ploy uh, uh, that these companies use so you can buy their products. It's genetics is number one. If your dog is not genetically uh, made to have muscles like that, then it's not going to have muscles. There's a lot of dogs that are smooth. That doesn't mean that it's not in shape. Okay. It just means it's not in its genetic makeup to have muscles like my dog or other dogs that you see with a good set of muscles on them. All right. So where was I getting to? I seen a question up here. Hold up. I seen a question up here. There we go. That is. Here we go. Do you treat a pregnant female differently, supplement wise? Yes, I do. Now, I give them prenatal supplements, and I feed them just a little bit more until they're like busting out the seams. I will back off the food, and I will not feed them as much because you can actually harm the puppies if you feed too much. I stopped local using honey. Yeah, there you go. So yes, I do feed my pregnant females very differently than I would feed a female that is not. Actually, I start feeding my dogs um, prenatal supplements before they even uh, start to do the breeding. I will feed them prenatal medication. I mean, supplements before they even start to breed, so it can get into their system. I also deworm the female before the breeding, and I will deworm her maybe a couple of weeks before she has the pups. How much honey do we use? A teaspoon? I think it's a tea. I think it's a teaspoon. I think it's a teaspoon per 20 pounds. I think it's a teaspoon per 20 pounds for feeding honey. I got allergies. Yeah, I might need to take some. I might need to take some honey because it's getting nice outside. We have four. Yeah, we have 4 seasons. So there's a certain time that we don't give our dogs any flea and tick medication. So basically, when it's cold, we do not give our animals any flea or tick medication. So when spring comes, we basically give it to them around there. I use pyrantel pomade. Yes, it is safe to deworm a pregnant female. Just do your research. Research what you can use and what you can't use because there's certain products that you cannot use. Pyrantel pomade is a product that you can use. Yes, it is. So yeah, what kind of dewormer do you use for pregnant females? As I said before, I use pyrantel pomade. Do your research, check up on it. It's really good stuff. It's really meant for us, for pinworms. If you read, if you read the bottle, pyrantel pomade is basically for us humans, for pinworms. Yes, we have to deworm ourselves too. If we're just basically even drinking water, there's parasites in the cleanest water that you think it is. Also, I freeze my food for 2 weeks. That kills, I think it's like 98% or 99% of the parasites that is in the meat. So if you put your food in the deep freezer and leave it in there for 2 weeks, it kills most of the parasites, basically all of the parasites within your dog's food that's in there. That's another trick. So let's move on to something else that I do for my dogs. Garlic. You will see in vets. I seen this in a vet one time. I looked at the wall and it's basically had onions up there and it had garlic. Do not feed. This is poison to your dog. Now, there was a study. Now, onions, that's a fact. Do not feed your dogs any onions at all. That is not good for your dog. And it basically is poison for your dog. But garlic. Now, there is a chemical in garlic called the psyllin. Now, this chemical is good for antibacterial, antifungal, and it is good for something else. Antibacterial, antifungal, and hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Make sure I'm giving y'all this right information before I okay. Garlic has an aseptic, antifungal, microbial properties. This makes it good. This makes it a good option for deworming a sick dog before relying on garlic. Before relying on garlic for this purpose, consult your vet. They will be able to diagnose the specific type of worm your dog has and help you treat it thoroughly. Now, a lot of people to the Jones, my vet recommended to us for my dogs, yeast and allergies. Shit, and I do it for a while and couldn't get any at any good price. Oh, okay. I don't. What are you speaking on? I'm sorry. Oh, allergy medication. So I went to allergy medicine. Okay, so garlic is very good to use, man, because you crush it and wait 15 to 20 minutes so the chemical psyllin can be released from it. So if you don't wait 15 to 20 minutes, then the psyllin won't be released. You have to wait 15 to 20 minutes for the psyllin to be released. Okay, somebody asked about dare meat. No, I do not feed my dogs dare meat at all. I don't feed them dare meat. I don't. So garlic is good for fleas. Garlic is good for a good dewormer. Like I said, a good antibacterial, antifungal, can't even say the microbial. I can't say the word right now. It's good for yeast. Man, it's good for a lot of things, man. But I'm gonna tell you, I did my research on how they came up with the study. They came up with a study to basically turn your dogs away from garlic. Now, this is how they did it. It was a college that had a study, and they was feeding dogs It wasn't raw garlic. It was garlic extract. And what they would do, if you notice, if you have anything that's an extract, it's very powerful. So they were putting it in the dog's foods, and they would add up to uh 20, 30 cloves of garlic. And over time, it was making the dog sick. And they were like, okay, yeah, okay, that garlic isn't good for your dogs because this 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 um this will make your dog sick. It will cause your dog to have blood issues, thin out their blood, and all of this stuff. Yeah, if you're giving your dogs 20, 30 cloves, yes, your dog will get sick. So too much of anything is not good for your dog. So they're not say they didn't have a proper study or a fair study for the people to, come to a conclusion where they're saying, okay, I'm not, or I am going to use garlic. They just had this biased study, which I think these like veterinary what can I call it, doctors, or they had the study made so they can come to this conclusion to turn people away from a lot of holistic feedings. This is what happens with us as well. They will say, this doesn't work if you do this because, we'd rather you take medication that we give you. But if you look in any antibacterial and antifungal medication, it has acillin in it. And what they do is they use all these harmful fillers that you're taking with it. It's like cutting the medicine. It's like cutting the real medicine so they can make more, so they can make more money. Yes. Definitely lowers blood pressure for humans. So it's good to give to your dog. Garlic is a very good tool. So I'm gonna check this out. When Harley Quinn, when she had a litter, I noticed her teats getting harder. And what is it called again? Somebody help me out in the comments. It's when your dog's milk in their breasts start to get hard. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody help me out in the comments. But what I did for that is I used cabbage leaves, saran wrapped cabbage leaves on her breast, and gave her garlic. Gave her garlic twice a day. No, it's not. It's not calcium. It's a issue that your dog has when it has milk in their breast and it starts getting hard. I can't remember the name of it. So within 8 hours, it was gone. Mastitis. There we go. Thank you so much. Mastitis. It was gone within 8 hours. How long does it take the medication to cure it? Or I'm not going to say cure. I'm going to say mask it. Because it doesn't cure it. It definitely doesn't cure it. But within 8 hours, it was gone. It was gone. And I was like, wow, this really worked. Because the cabbage helps draw fluid from the body. And I got that information from a website where women use it, and women get mastitis as well when they have babies. It can happen to women. So I said, wow, this woman put she used cabbage, and then I looked further into that, and it was like people were like, it works, it works, it works. That's another thing that will help you on your journey with feeding your dogs and finding proper things for your dogs, is cross-referencing, as looking at other information. Don't you ever go to one website and take that one website's word for what they're talking about. No, you go to 10 websites. You go to 10 YouTube pages or 10 YouTube videos, and you try to figure out if this is proper information, or should it be debunked, or you should not even use it. Because I ran across a lot of information like eggshells. Like I told you, eggshells is one of them. I used to think, man, if I just crush these eggshells, they're going to get good calcium. Nope. That is false information. That is false information. Crushed eggshells will not help your dog with calcium. Actually, your dog is not getting any nutritional value at all from crushed eggshells. I don't care what any website says. If it's coming out in your dog's poop, it's not. It is not. Your dog is not digesting that properly. Boiled eggs without shells. Yes, that's what I do. And I do that maybe twice a week. I don't feed my dogs eggs every day. I'll do that twice a week. So next week, right, when I jump on my next feed, I'm going to talk about how to heal open pyometra. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into my experience with healing my dog from open pyometra. And I will put the cure up. You will see it right on the screen. I'll put the cure up so you can screenshot it, so you can write it down, however you decide to do it. I will put it up and I will share it with everybody. A lot of this information, people will not give it out to you. All right. People want to see their dogs only thrive. I want to see all of your dogs thrive. I want to see all of your dogs. You see them trophies back there? You see that? That's not even close to a quarter. That's not even close to a quarter of the trophies that I have for my dogs. Okay? I want to see all of you with trophies like that. I want to see all of you win. I want to see all of you with nice dogs, with nice muscle structure, nice bone structure. I want to see all of you. I want to see all of you win. I want to see all of you with healthy dogs. It hurts me to see people with these issues with their dogs when they're having issues. When people hit me up and tell me the issues that they're having with their dogs, I feel it. When people ask me, yo, man, my dog has a poor diet, man, I'm quick to help them. I don't care what breed of dog it is. I'm quick to help them. And I think everybody should be like this in the dog community, not just the bully community, in the dog community in general. But I have a special place in my heart for American bullies, and that's just the breed that I mess with. That's just the breed that I rock with. So everybody needs to basically come together, man, and we need to share all of this information. The information that I'm sharing to you, don't take my word for it. Research it. I would hate for you to take my word for and just run with it. Please do your research. Please cross-reference so you can be on point with it. You know, because there might be something I might be missing that you can double back around and say, yo, Joel, you was missing this. You was missing that, man. Maybe this will help you out. You know, I'm not above anything to learn. I'm learning every day. There's a lot of things in a diet in a dog's diet that we can learn. There's things that I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I love turmeric. I love adding turmeric to my dog's meals, but I don't do it all the time. I do it when it's needed. I do it when it's needed. Thank you so much, man. Hey, this is what we all need to be doing. We all need to be dropping gems. We all need to be dropping gems. I learn a lot from a lot of people, man. I stay on a hunt on Facebook. I stay picking up things from Facebook and then researching and cross-referencing. I stay doing that because I want my dogs to thrive. I want my dogs to be better next week than they were the prior week. I want to see more advancement for my dogs. I want them to be healthier. Turmeric is very good for your dogs. Where's the brother that said that? There you go. Turmeric is very good for your dogs. It's good for dogs that have issues with arthritis, any inflammation issues in their joints. It's very good for that. Get out of there, Bane. Blueberries? Yes, I do add blueberries to my dog's meal. I do. My boy Nick is the master of blueberries. He gives his boys and girls blueberries all the time. I love blueberries. I love giving my dogs blueberries. Hey, you got even the caption, well, the emoji up there of the blueberry. So I think all of us need to get on it and start your research. If you don't know a lot that I'm talking about, if you're writing it down, please do your research on what we're talking about. Please do your research. Because like I said, you might can help me with something. You might can come back and help me with something. Kale is very good for your dogs. It helps fight cancer. There's a whole list of things that kale is good for. It's a good source of protein. Actually, kale has kefir. Kefir is okay. I don't feed my dog as much kefir as I used to do it. But kale actually has more protein than meat. Actually has more protein for meat. But our dogs need both. They need both vegetables, fruits, and meat. But they need more meat than they do vegetables and fruit. That's why you feed them small portions of veggies and small portions of fruit. Dog recipe book has coconut oil, blueberries, and peanut butter. Freezing. Good brain fruit. Yes. I did my research on coconut and coconut oil. I don't feed my dogs as much coconut oil as I used to. I don't feed them as much coconut oil as I used to. Because it can have an effect on your dog's semen count, your male, your studs. So I'm not sure what it can actually do to the female's body as well. Quinoa. No, I don't. I really don't feed my dogs quinoa. I'd have to do some research into that. But I know quinoa is good for us. And it'll probably be a better source of nutrients than rice, because rice has no nutritional value at all for your dog. Anything you can see go in and come out, it has no good nutritional value for your dog. It all depends. Hit me up. Send me a Facebook message. I would need to go into more detail with that for picky eaters. But I have I took the satin ball recipe, and I contorted it into my own thing. Took out a lot of this, added a lot of that, and Jessica Cook can tell you this. We was in nationals. I think it was 2019. We was at nationals. Yes, it was 2019 nationals. Yes, it was 2019 nationals. And I'll drop some in a second. I got you. This is gonna be next. So it was at 2019 nationals. She had her oldies there, and she was like bitching. She was like, "Oh, my freaking dog won't eat at all. They hate traveling." And there's a lot of dogs like that. So I was like, "Here, give them some of my satin ball mix." And she was like, she's not gonna eat it. I said, "Just try it." I gave her a nice big ball of it. Walked away. Coming back, she was like, "What the hell did you put in that stuff?" She devoured it. So I have a beautiful satin ball recipe that I'm not giving out. Sorry. That's mine. That's one thing I'm not giving out because I sell it. And I actually make treats out of it, and I sell them. And that's one thing I will not give my recipe. I will give you the internet recipe of satin balls. Okay, so drop some knowledge on chicken feet. Chicken feet is a good source of glucosamine and chondroitin for your dogs. So it's basically good for joint health. Chicken feet is really good for joint health and strengthening joints and helping issues with arthritis and stuff like that. That's what chicken feet is good for. A good source of glucosamine and chondroitin. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. Bush beans. I don't know about bush beans. I have to check into that. But I tend to stay away from beans for my dogs. Green beans, maybe. You know, I used to add it. Yes, I did hit on a diet for pregnant dogs. So the only difference is just adding a supplement for your pregnant dog. And in the beginning stages, I would say the first 30 days, she should eat more than the rest of the dogs. So I would just add more food to her diet than you were doing before. See what I'm saying? Look at that. My treats are like crack. My treats are like crack. All right, y'all. So we hit an hour. We're coming to the end of our podcast. Man, I would like to thank everybody that joined us. I would like to thank everybody that joined us. I would like to thank everybody that commented. Please share this video. Please go on my YouTube page. It is No Bullish Podcast. I'm sorry. No Dog Bullish Podcast. That's BULL with the nice little line over there. ISH Podcast. Make sure you add the podcast. Please subscribe, like my videos, share them so they can all go around, man. I am not above learning. So there might be something that I'm missing or I might be mistaken on, and somebody can correct me. I will come back. I will come back and say, you know what? I did further research on this, and you know what? I wasn't right. But I doubt it, because I've done a lot of research already on the topics that I spoke on. So please go back, share, each one teach one. If you got some knowledge, man, to add on to it, man, please give it to your friends, man. Give them this information freely. Do not make anybody pay for this information, man. When I first came into the game, nobody was giving this information out. Nobody was doing that. I was one of the first people hitting lives. I was going on live and showing everybody on what I was doing. I was showing everybody on how I was feeding my dogs, and people who seen me then and see me now can see the progression that I made, the changes that I've made. I add sweet potato as well to my dog's food, and I add pumpkin. Let me hit on that real quick. Pumpkin is a good source for your dog when you're feeding raw food, because it helps regulate the digestive system. So it helps your dog if it's having constipation. It helps your dog bowel movement become regular, and if it has diarrhea, it helps harden up the stool so it becomes regular. So pumpkin is a good source for your dog if you're feeding commercial or raw, but definitely raw food. If pumpkin is definitely something that you should have in your cabinet, or you should have in your arsenal for your dog. Sorry, I didn't hit on that, but I just did. All right. So y'all be easy, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you for joining me on No Bull-ish Podcast. And like I said, please go on my Facebook page and subscribe, like the videos. Tell all your friends, man, that got dogs that's buying puppies from you, that this is a good source of information. We're going to hit on real topics. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have some people on the podcast. I'm not going to say who, because I don't know who yet, but I'm definitely hunting for somebody. There's a few people that I have talked to already that they're ready and waiting to jump on to the podcast. Okay. So, let me know. And let me know who you want on the podcast. Let me know who you think I should have on the podcast, and we'll talk to them. I'll sit down and talk to them, and we can work something out. But I have a few people that's ready to jump on it. So y'all have a blessed night. Y'all have a blessed morning when you wake up, and keep it bully.
Clockwork beige white. This ain't the place for a nigga to catch stage fright. This is where the men is made. This is where the men get paid. This is where many laid and many men see better days. And anyways, the clock brought many treasure rates, and ain't too many escape routes, not too many get away while looking for a better way and trying to make a better play. And I get knocked literally and hug the block every day. Me, I got that block work like clockwork. I'm out here. Even if the block hurt, don't stop work. I'm out here. Me, I put in groundwork. I'm round work. I'm out here. Even in the drought, yes, I found work. I'm out here. Me, I gotta get it, so I push it to the limit. I'm not moving till I'm finished. I'ma do it till it ended. I'm not losing cause I'm winning. Do my do, I'm on a mission. Straight through, no intermission. Play the rules, don't win a vision. Me, make the block men straight. Grade drop, pens rate. Raise the stock, men takes. I'ma raise Glock, men's face. Men block, vacate. They don't want plate scrape. Wrong day late. Run and scream Mayday. Early bird gets the worm, the bird is mine. Big worm on this block, I get in I make the block spin and turn. Sling, coke, crack dope. Weed pills, plus sherm. This block must burn all night, cheese churn. Late night on the corner, block work, beige white. This ain't the place for a nigga to catch stage right. This is where the very stupid.